Water, also known as the universal solvent, is an important resource covering about 70.9% of the Earth's surface. Although water stretches about 332,500,000 cubic miles on the Earth's surface, 8% is only available for human use. We use water daily either for the use of watering the plants in our mom's garden, washing clothes or dishes, or just simply because we are thirsty and needed something to fuel us to get back in the game. Do you know that your body is made up of about 50 to 65% of water? You consume water much more than you think, but did you even give it a second thought of what could be making up or the inside of this liquid substance? Perhaps an atom, or a particle maybe. How does the inside of water behave when it is undergoing a process called water cycle? A lot of questions indeed, so make sure to listen well to discern and unveil the answer.
What is the water cycle? Water cycle are cycles of processes in which water is spread between the Earth's ocean, atmosphere, and land. It involves precipitation and returns to the atmosphere by evaporation and transpiration. During the process of water cycle, the particles of water, which are what makes up water, undergoes phase changes. Phase changes are states in which matter can exist in any form, may be solid, liquid, or gas, because of the alteration of temperature. Water cycle distributes water and at the same time changes the state of its particles.
When water changes its state, there is something that is happening inside and on the particles as well. But what is it really? Water undergoes three phase changes during the process of water cycle: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. So here are the phase water changes during the water cycle and how the particles react to it. The first phase is evaporation, which is the protuberance of a substance in a liquid state altering to a gaseous state due to change in temperature. During evaporation, the sun gives energy to the particles of water, causing it to move more rapidly until it enters the air as water vapor. Within this evaporation process, the water changed its form from liquid to gas. Second phase is condensation. It is the transmutation of a substance from a gas state to a liquid state. During condensation, the particles of water begin to rise high towards the atmosphere and get cold until it changes back to a liquid state and becomes a tiny droplet of water that stays up in a cloud. Within this condensation process, the water changes its form from gas to liquid. The final phase water undergoes during water cycle is precipitation. It is the water that falls as rain, snow, sleet, or hail to the ground. During precipitation, the particles of water which become tiny droplets stick with each other, forming a big drop. It gets too big to stay up in the air any longer. That is why it falls to the ground in the form of rain, snow, sleet, or hail.
Aside from evaporation, condensation, and precipitation, water undergoes other phases like freezing and boiling. But how does the particles of matter behave when water freezes into ice or boils due to the change in temperature? To discuss it further, here is the phases of matter water changes to and how particles of water react to it. Freezing is a exothermic process, which means that as liquid changes into solid, heat pressure is released. When water is freezing, the particles inside it move slowly without stopping until it completely turns into ice, releasing heat pressure. Another phase is boiling or boiling point. The temperature at which the vapor pressure of a liquid is equal to the pressure of the atmosphere. As water reaches its boiling point, the particles inside are given more energy, causing it to move faster and faster until the liquid turns into an invisible will steam as it reaches its boiling point. Now for the recap. Water is known as the universal solvent. It covers about 70.9% of the Earth's surface. It is an important resource because it is made up of particles which changes its behavior depending on the phase of matter.
Water cycle is a process wherein water spread from the Earth's ocean, atmosphere, and land. It distributes water that can also result to the changes of the particles of matter.
In water cycle, water undergoes three phases, namely evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Evaporation is the process wherein liquid turns into gas. Gas to liquid in the process of condensation and precipitation, wherein water from clouds turn into hail, rain, or snow.
Other phases involving water is melting or boiling. It is the temperature at which the vapor pressure of a liquid is equal to the pressure of the atmosphere.
And last but not the least, freezing. It is a exothermic process, which means that as liquid changes into solid, heat pressure is released.
Audio Jungle.